Hi, I'm Jeff Shupe, and we're getting down to brass tacks and hard facts. And right now, we're going to look at comparisons between the 2-inch and the 2.5-inch attack hand lines. Right now, we're going to make some comparisons between the 2-inch and the 2.5-inch attack lines. Let's start off with the 2-inch line first. Over here we have the 1 1/16 inch solid bore tip, and the 1 1/16 inch tip has been engineered and suited for 2-inch attack hose lines. Here we have 1.5 inch couplings versus the 2.5 that has obviously 2.5 inch couplings. The 1 1/8 tip is on here, and again it has pretty much the same ball valve inside, so the waterway is the same for both of these hose lines right here. Characteristics of weight: there is about 68 pounds of water weight in a 50-foot section of 2-inch hose versus 103 to 106 pounds of water weight in a 2.5-inch hose. A 200-foot layout of 2.5-inch hose has well over 400 pounds of water weight that firefighters need to work with. The 2-inch line has a lot less waste to deal with, but the volume of water that we could flow varies, from 240 to 260 gallons a minute. So it makes the 2-inch line very favorable as a good intermediate size attack line that has good volume and good mobility for firefighters. This is an intermediate size of hose line. This is your king of attack hose lines right here. This is where we hit it hard, hit it hard, hit it hard from one stationary spot, shut it down, then we move it in as a team. However, when operating them in the street, keep the hose line straight as possible, especially behind the nozzle. Because if you start putting a bend in the hose behind the hose wants to straighten itself out or react the other way. So it makes it harder for the nozzle man. So that's a couple of the things right there about the characteristics, the weight, and a little bit about some management techniques for both these size hose lines. These firefighters here are going to illustrate advancing a 2.5-inch line. And what they're going to be doing is full flowing the nozzle. Anytime a fire is being attacked, it's imperative that the attack team uses the full benefit of the fire stream, which means make sure the bail is fully open. And now we're going to... All right, as you can see, he has the nozzle about an arm's length in front of his body. His inside leg is up, and the hose line is resting on the top of his thigh. Now he has the hose line pulled into his rib cage with his right arm, and he's operating the hose line in a clockwise motion. Now, the thing to do in this position, as you can see, he's got great penetration, great distance of the stream, and of course the volume of this stream is about 265 gallons a minute. We're going to shut the line halfway down, and they're going to move in about 5 feet on the fire. Okay, right there, and now they get reset and the bail becomes fully open again and the attack continues. And for an attack team, this is getting the biggest bang for the buck. You bail the stream down halfway, and now you got mobility without back pressure throwing you around in the hallway or outside the parking lot or wherever it is you're operating this hose line. Guys, let's do it one more time. Bail it halfway down, and listen to that rush right now. In a dark environment, smoky, hot, steamy, whatever the case may be, when you bail the nozzle down, that's the sound that you should hear. And what it's doing is putting a cone of water ahead of you. So as you make your push, and let's move it about 5 feet now, that's sort of like a protector, like almost a sprinkler head effect around you. And then again, you get reset, and the guys can continue their attack as you just saw. Okay, here Shay is going to operate the 2-inch hose line. So let's open it up full. And when you're making your attack on the fire, you have a choice of an up and down, a side to side, or a clockwise circle when making the attack. So the point about the 2-inch line is that we're dealing with only 68 pounds of water weight per 50-foot length versus the 2.5 that has about 103 pounds of water weight per 50-foot length. the 2-inch line, it allows these firefighters to get a good stream of water. And right now, as we said, we're doing over 240 gallons a minute. But the weight in the line allows these firefighters to move in with less stress and easier hose management. All right, guys, let's bail it down part way and move in about 5 feet. Okay, great. They get reset, and now they continue the attack. And it's less stressful for the firefighters, because in a real fire situation, they'll have their SCBAs on, they'll have their hoods up, or hoods on, their coat collars up, and it's going to be a lot more stressful, than just what we're showing you right here. But let's bail it down one more time. Move in. Okay. Very good, guys. Super. All right, let's shut it down. In conclusion, I think we have to realize that these are two different size attack hose lines. Whereas the 2-inch line is an intermediate size hose line. It has its applications, and whereas when we have large fires happening, that's where the 2.5-inch attack hose line comes in. So I don't want people to get the impression that just because the 2-inch hose has superior flows for the size line that it is, and it's easy to maneuver, that it should be a replacement for the 2.5-inch hose line. As we said earlier, this here is your king of hose lines.